The first time I took a client out, the dinner bill was $200. Finance would only reimburse me for $100. The finance director sneered, "Personal expenses are to be paid out of pocket." I was so furious I couldn't even eat. The next time I hosted the client, I didn't touch a single bite. The client was confused. My boss was furious. 3 days later, the $10 million deal was dead. My boss stormed into the finance department, his face a mask of thunder. "Tell me," he roared, "why did you cut her reimbursement?" The city lights began to twinkle, painting the heart of the metropolis in strokes of neon and gold below. I raised my glass, its crystalline surface reflecting the smiling face of Mr. Davies, and my own, flush with ambition. "To a successful partnership, Mr. Davies." The crisp clink of our glasses was like the opening note of a symphony, heralding a grand new beginning. This was the project I'd been chasing for 3 months, a deal worth $10 million. The client was a titan in the industry, and their director of procurement was the man sitting across from me, Adrian Davies. Landing this account would completely change my standing in the company. The atmosphere was perfect. We moved seamlessly from industry trends to personal hobbies, and I could feel the flag of victory waving just within my reach. My heart pounded with a raw hunger for success, for the brilliant future I saw laid out before me. When the evening concluded, the bill came to $200. I paid with my personal card without a second thought, my mind consumed with the imminent victory and the absolute necessity of showing our client the utmost respect. Compared to a $10 million deal, $200 was a drop in the ocean. The next day, I submitted my expense report, the receipt neatly attached, to the finance department. I considered it a routine formality, nothing more. What I was met with, however, was the eternally frosty face of the director of finance, Miranda Vance. She picked up my report and scrutinized it like a cheap forgery, her eyes darting between my face and the paper. The only sound in the office was the rhythmic hum of the printer, an oppressive noise that made the air thick and hard to breathe. Slap. The flimsy piece of paper was thrown back onto my desk. It landed with a soft thud, but it felt like a silent, stinging slap across the face. Rejected. Her voice was utterly devoid of warmth, as if it had been dredged up from a frozen cellar. "Personal expenses are to be paid out of pocket." Her tone was steeped in an unassailable arrogance, as if I were a common thief trying to swindle the company. My mind went completely blank. "Ms. Vance," I managed, trying to keep my voice steady, though my fingertips were already going cold. "This was for hosting Mr. Davies. It's all clearly itemized on the receipt." Miranda let out a short, sharp laugh, a sound laced with venom. "You ate half of it, so you can pay for half of it. $100 out of your own pocket." She leaned forward slightly, each word a deliberate strike against my nerves. "Linda, don't think I don't know how you salespeople operate. Whining and dining on the company's dime to make yourselves look important." Her words dripped with condescending stereotypes and unconcealed contempt for my entire department. My face flushed a deep crimson, blood rushing to my head. This wasn't a personal expense. It was a business dinner. For the company's... For the company? She cut me off, her voice suddenly sharp and high. "Then why didn't you just book out a Michelin 3-star restaurant? Would you have submitted that bill too, expecting the company to foot it?" She added, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "You're young. Don't pick up those shady habits so early in your career. Trying to line your pockets with company money won't fly with me. Line your pockets." Those words were like 4 red-hot pokers driven straight into my heart. I felt a wave of humiliation and rage wash over me, so intense it felt like my blood had frozen in my veins. The few other employees in the finance department shot me glances of either pity or amusement, and their eyes felt like daggers in my back. I just stood there, my hands and feet ice cold, the words of my defense caught in my throat. In the face of her authority, any explanation was useless. Finally, I clenched my fists, my nails digging deep into my palms, and forced out a single word through gritted teeth. "Fine." I picked up the condemned expense report and filled out a new one for only $100. As I accepted the outcome, a violent cramp seized my stomach. A heavy, indigestible stone seemed to have lodged itself in my chest, making every breath a burning effort. That $100 wasn't much, but it felt like a mountain, crushing every last ounce of my professional dignity. I couldn't sleep that night.